Dodger fans, you know the drill. If the Dodgers pitchers strike out at least 7 batters, you can get a free Jumbo Jack the next day at Jack in the Box with the purchase of a large drink. This is only at LA area locations. Tonight, managed only 5 strikeouts, but another chance coming your way tomorrow when Yoshinobu Yamamoto starts against the rival San Francisco Giants. Max Muncy, another big night in Colorado. Let's hear from him with Kirsten and the media.
Well, Max, first I just want to start with Miguel Rojas has been kind of singing your praises, obviously what you've been able to do offensively this year, your 8th home run tonight. But the two of you guys, very special relationship. How do you guys just kind of feed off of each other? What was it like just kind of having the 1-2 punch of you two tonight?
It was awesome. Yeah, you know, we've grown close over the years. Just, you know, all the work we put together on defense, me trying to learn from him. You know, I think he's one of the best out there. And just trying to pick his brain on defense. And, you know, we've gotten really close over the years because of that. And, you know, to see him get 1,000 hits tonight, that was really special I know it was special for him, but it was special for all of us to be able to see him do it too. You know, it was fun to do it.
Obviously showing more power tonight. Just when you look at your swings, whether off lefty, off Gordon later in the game, where were you kind of seeing tonight, and what kind of gave you the edge in those at-bats?
Well, I was doing what I wanted to do with my mechanics. And, you know, like I said the other day, when I'm doing what I want to do, the results have been good. It's just trying to find the consistency of getting the mechanics to work every single day. And, you know, like I said, we keep putting in the work every day, and that's part of the process, and you just got to trust it.
Feeling that consistency just more and more right now?
I mean, it was a good weekend. Yeah, it was a good weekend.
Does playing 4 in a row here sort of tell you anything about how good you're kind of feeling this early on in the year?
I don't know. You know, four in a row here is tough. It's tough on the body. You know, everyone's kind of feeling it a little bit, but you know, I thought we played good. We had 2 games in the middle where we missed some opportunities, but overall, I thought we played pretty good. And you know, I think team's in a great spot.
12 years ago at Coors Field, Miguel Rojas recorded his first career base hit tonight. Hit number 1,000. More reaction from a memorable night for Miggy Rowe. Dodgers 12-3 over the Rockies. Dodgers get the win 12-3. Miguel Rojas, 3 for 3 night, including that right there, his 1,000th career hit. Let's hear more from Miggy Rowe with the media.
You know, this season's kind of been a theme of full circle for you. For you to get your 1,000th hit here where you got your first hit, do you feel like that was meant to be?
Yeah, especially when I saw the schedule and I saw that I was 2 hits away coming in this series, and I knew we were gonna face a lefty in this series. Definitely, I felt like I had an opportunity to do something special again on this place. Coors Field for me is always gonna hold a special place. This was the first clubhouse that I ever walked in as a major leaguer, and I got the opportunity to make my debut here with Kershaw on the mound. I will never forget that moment when I got my first hit on a raining day in Coors Field, and now I got the chance to say that I connect for a hit 1,000 here. It's pretty emotional for me because I know the most important part is the team and continue to get W's and winning championships. But this one for me is something that I really gonna cherish for the rest of my life.
When you got to first base, what were the emotions? What were the thoughts? Were you thinking about your dad?
Yeah, I was thinking about all the people that make sacrifices for me to be in this place. My family. They've been with me through the up and downs, and since I was a little kid, they gave up their life to live mine. And my life was all about to be a baseball player. And and when I talk about them, it's my grandparents. They did everything possible for me to be in this position. And then obviously I found a really special wife through baseball as well. I got my kids at home watching every single game and feeling proud of their dad. And it's something that I really want to cherish with my family.
What is it, just the meaningfulness of 1,000 hits to you when you look back at your career?
To be honest, it's because of the way that my career started. Not many people could have think that I was going to have an opportunity to play this long in the game. And I received an opportunity by the Dodgers 13 years ago. And everything is possible because of an opportunity, you know. I never let anybody to put a ceiling on top of my head. I kept keep going through those ceilings that they put above me, and it was all about taking that label away from my head, that it was defensive replacement guy, defensive first guy. He can hit. He just gonna play shortstop. He's here because of his defense. That's why 1,000 hits for me means a lot, because I came here as a defensive replacement guy just to fill up a spot, and I wasn't gonna have the opportunity to play a lot, and especially after 5 years playing a role play in this team and with the Marlins, I finally got the opportunity to play every day in 2019, and it means a lot for me to get to 1,000 hits.
One of the best rivalries in all of sports kicking off tomorrow at Oracle Park in San Francisco. Dodgers Giants meeting up for the first time in 2026. Talk about that next. Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet. Dodgers brought to you by Mercury Insurance. John Hartung, Jerry Hurston Jr., Nomar Garciaparra. The Dodgers are able to salvage a split in this 4-game series in Colorado. Max Muncy, Miguel Rojas, they combined to go 7 for 7 with 3 home runs. Dalton Rushing filling in at first base for Freddie Freeman, hits a pair of home runs. And on the mound, Justin Robleski follows up that 8 shutout inning performance against the New York Mets. 7 strong innings tonight, Jerry. And it's going to be maybe not the happiest flight to San Francisco, but a happier flight now that they won.
Yeah, it's going to be happy. Listen, Robo really set the tone on the mound. Outstanding job once again. Strike thrower, commanding that strike zone. Outstanding job moving the fastball around, down, and also the breaking ball to the offense. Miggy Rowe, Max Muncy, and how about Dalton Rushing? Fun to watch.
Yeah, listen, it's going to be a happy flight because, okay, yeah, if you look at it as a whole, did you want to split over there? No, you wanted to win this series. But at the same time, this is the way you finished the series. Robleski, outstanding. Tremendous performance once again. The way he was attacking hitters really was impressive all night. And then the offense up and down, came, scored some runs. This is what you're supposed to do in Colorado. Yeah. They got the job done.
Miguel Rojas, what a night for him. 3 for 3, a home run, his 1,000th major league hit. And right now he's standing by with Kirsten Watson.
Miggy, you had yourself quite a day at the plate. 3 hits, including a home run. When you look at just the results, and it felt like you and Max Muncy together got Jose Quintana out of this game. What were you seeing from him? What led to the results you had today?
Yeah, I mean, I just credit everything to my preparation against left-handed pitching. I know my role on this team, and just being ready for the opportunity as always. It's pretty cool. Something that I accomplished today, getting to 1,000 hits in my career, is something that I mark on my calendar for this year. So pretty cool, personal, kind of accomplished, but at the end of the day, the most important part was like winning this game with the boys banging at the play and Robleski throwing the ball really well.
You've been in this league for 13 years. When you mentioned that 1,000th career hits, that is a huge number. What does that mean to you, and just when you look at your career as a whole?
Yeah, it means a lot because I received an opportunity 13 years ago by this organization, especially remembering this special ballpark, because that's when I got my first hit, and all it takes was an opportunity. You know, playing in the big leagues is the first goal that everybody have, but then you started like putting more goals in your career, and definitely this opportunity for me to come back here in Colorado, and this is a special place for me and my family, just remembering everything that happened 13 years ago, and now getting the opportunity to do this here, it means a lot.
I want to go back to you and Max Muncy, the tag team duo that you were today. How do you guys feed off of each other?
Yeah, I think Max and I built on the relationship ever since I got here. When I got traded, he got really good words from me, from the other side, you know, when I used to play in Miami. But now that we have the opportunity to spend a lot of time together, we created this bond, and he's like my brother, you know, and I'm really proud of him for playing all 4 games here. It's not easy to play in Colorado this many games, but he was ready for the chance, and he stepped up really big for us, knowing that we have a couple guys down. So I'm really happy for months, and we continue to do that. We're going to keep winning games.
And who made the 2-step dance over here in the dugout?
Yeah, I mean, we've been doing that celebration for a couple years now that we dance a little bit. I feel it's all fun, you know. We just trying to keep it loose. We know each other really well, and I'm happy for him.
Miguel, you started your career with the Dodgers in number 72. You're back in it with your 1,000th career hit. Congratulations on a remarkable night and achievement.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, what a great night for Miguel Rojas, waving to some fans there. Hit his first home run since Yes, the game-tying home run in Game 7 of the World Series, and also 1,000 career hits now from Miguel Rojas. A chance to really appreciate what has been an outstanding career for him.
I remember my last year in spring training with the Dodgers, my last season. Miguel Rojas was a guy who was up and down. He didn't make it to the big leagues that year, made it the following year, 14. But I remember everybody talking about this guy just can't hit. He could flat out pick it. He put on a show defensively. He worked extremely hard to make sure he could be a productive hitter, and he's now an above-average hitter, and dare I say, one of the clutch hitters we've seen the last several years. You saw it last year in the World Series, and I'll tell you what, the way he has developed and brought along his swing over the years, he stays back, he fires his hands, an old-school approach, low-line drives, and what's wrong with this? What's wrong with a hard knock for his 1,000th hit? You get 1,000 hits in the big leagues, you're doing something.
Listen, Miguel, when he's came up through the Dodgers, and then he goes over to Florida Marlins. The different roles that he had to take, right? You come up as a youngster, you're learning from the veterans, you're just trying to stay in the big leagues, you're trying to show that you can stay there, not only from the defense spot, but also from the hitting spot. Then you go over to the Florida Marlins, and then you get an opportunity, and then he becomes a leader. Not only does he become a leader, he becomes a vital part of that lineup as well in order to, so he knows what he has to do. And he's not a guy who's the power hitter as far as like the guy you expect in the middle of your lineup. But he didn't look to do that. He looked to say, I'm going to be the guy who can get the job done. When the game is telling me I'm supposed to do, whether I have to move the guy over, I got to move him over. If I have to do a sacrifice bunt, I'm going to sacrifice bunt. If I'm going to do a safety, whatever is asked, I'm going to get the job done. And then he comes over to the Dodgers after being a leader and a central part of that offense over there in Florida. And then he comes over here to the Dodgers and then now goes, okay, now what's my role? I take on a whole nother role. I'm not playing every single day. I'm not necessarily the leader or the main guy in there, but I am still a leader in my own way to make sure everybody's ready. How do I help every single teammate of mine be better so they're prepared at the same time? And then when I'm called upon, I'm supposed to get the job done and whatever the game's asking. And that's what we've seen since you put that Dodger uniform back on.
His leadership, and the one thing that just really shocks me, especially watching Major League Baseball throughout, they have gone away, teams have gone away with veteran guys in the clubhouse. That is a travesty. Absolute travesty. When you get to the big leagues, you need, you have your coaches, you have your managers, you have front office staff. You need guys in that clubhouse that are playing, that are veteran guys that have done it before, that have failed, that have succeeded, failed again. Miggy Rowe has done wonders for Pages. Other rookies, whether it's the pitching staff or everyday players or guys who just coming off the bench. Task Hernandez.
Mookie Betts.
Mookie
short.
Yes. And then you see teams that are struggling throughout Major League Baseball. You look at their team, there's nobody above 33 years old. That is insane. Playing in the big leagues, it's so hard every single night. And that's another advantage the Dodgers have in a lot of ball clubs. They got a lot of veteran guys. So when times get tough, you got veteran guys. Hey, man, everything's going to be all right. Yeah. Pages, everybody struggling. Remember last year, early part, Pages was struggling. Set him down. Miggy Rowe, veteran guys. No. Hey, guys struggle all the time. Let him go through the storm. He needs to learn how to struggle because this is the big leagues. This is the final step. And now look where Pages is at. Because he had veteran guys around him to teach him. And you see other teams around the league with young guys struggling. They got no veteran to talk to. Who are you going to talk to? What have you done in the big leagues? It's insane to me that clubs kind of throw away, cast aside the guys that are 35, 36 years old. You need veteran guys in that clubhouse.
Yeah, and it seems like what we've seen, the success that the Dodgers have had for such a long period of time, is even when some of those veterans are gone, they know how to replenish with the right type of veteran like that. They keep getting somebody else, whether they're trading, whether they sign them, whatever it is. They understand the importance of having someone like that in the clubhouse.
And you mentioned it, Jerry, when Miguel Rojas was first called up, a lot of people wondered whether he would ever hit. If someone would have told you back then that he would have 1,000 hits in the big leagues, most people would say not a chance for Miguel Rojas, but that's just how much better he got throughout his career. One guy who's probably not excited to hop on the plane, go to San Francisco, to leave Colorado, is this guy, Max Muncy. Look what he did in this series in Colorado, going 10 for 17, the 4 homers. He had a pair of multi-homer games to bookends this 4-game wraparound series, knocked in 5 runs, and boy, just Max Muncy continues to do damage. You look where he's at right now, Nomar, for the season, hitting over 300. He has 8 bombs on the season?
We've talked about his swing from the beginning of the season till now. It has not changed. We talked about how much we liked his swing, what we've seen during batting practice, everything about it. And it is paying off. He mentioned about hitting 300 this year. He is capable of doing that. And by using all fields, that's going to help you achieve that goal of hitting 300. And the more you're making contact with his power, he's going to hit more home runs. It's just going to go out. See, he's going to miss missing Colorado, jumping on the plane. He's going to San Francisco where he likes to hit in the ocean. So I think he's going to be okay as well. So that's another good thing. But regardless of wherever it is, just the way he is swinging right now, just his bat path, his approach, everything about it is spot on. I think he understands that. Kirsten does an excellent job talking to him and saying that his elbow also, just his mindset of being healthy and feeling healthy and just taking off and letting it go. And the Dodgers are getting the dividends for it.
Max has been here for quite some time. I think that was the first time, was a couple weeks ago, where he says, I want to hit 300. You know, we know Max is a slug guy. He hits for a lot of power. He's a clutch guy. But for him to say, I want to hit 300, it just puts it out there, and it puts it on himself that, hey, man, I want a goal hitting 300. I want that out there so I can try to achieve that. He's hitting left-handed pitching a lot better this year, which tells me he's staying inside the ball and not trying to get too big. And as a result, he's having better contact and the balls are leaving the yard.
Yeah, here by April 20th, already has as many home runs against left-handed pitching this year as he did all of last year. As we take a look at the Dodgers home run leaders for the season, Max Muncy leading the way with 8. A lot of people would be surprised that Dalton Rushing would be second on the team in home runs at this point in the season. He has 7 now. Shohei Ohtani, Andy Pages have 5, and then Teo with his 4 home runs. And speaking of Dalton Rushing, Jerry, 2 more home runs in this game, getting a chance to start at first base. He has 27 at-bats total for the year. He has 7 home runs and 27 at-bats.
I mean, it just goes to show that this kid really came into spring training on a mission to whatever at-bats they're going to give me. I know I have to back up Will Smith, who's America's catcher. I'm going to take advantage of my opportunities, and boy, has he taken advantage of those opportunities. I love the balance of his swing, not trying to do too much. See the Taco, that swing? How about the pull power? Breaking ball down in his happy zone, into the bullpen. He hits it the other way. He'll do it pull side. It doesn't matter. This kid continues to stay balanced, and that's a short, compact, powerful swing.
I really like his first home run. You know, that second home run, left-handers, they love it down it, and we know that. That's usually their happy zone. Then so pitchers want to stay away from that. Teams want to stay from that for most left-handed hitters. So what do? You go away. You got to force the batter to prove that you have to go maybe try to get back in there. And he did exactly that. So I really like the first one going the other way. I hope he watches that on loop, because you also look at his at-bats throughout that game prior to that home run. He had a couple of strikeouts as well, swinging down. He was chasing. They were going down. They were kind of coming down and burying him, and he was kind of chasing at that. Instead, he made the adjustment, stayed on it, and went the other way, because it's really easy to get pull happy when you're struggling, and especially since you've struck out already twice. So you get that home run, that line drive the other way, and then all of a sudden they come back to that area, your happy zone, and you put on another good swing. Great job just overall of the game to be able to get those 2 home runs.
When he was at AAA a couple years ago, we heard the comps for him. They were Kyle Schwarber, and we thought, okay, we saw him last year, his first taste in the big leagues, and he struggled quite a bit. But what we're seeing right now is very Kyle Schwarber-esque. Granted, it's only 27 at-bats early on this season. Let's go back to Colorado. Dave Roberts right now with Kirsten and the media.
Well, Dave, first Justin Robleski. I mean, 7 innings, 1 run. He's obviously coming up, but for him to now piece these 2 back-to-back, what does it just say as to where he is as a starting pitcher?
Yeah, I mean, he's you know, going 8 innings and 7 innings. He's just going after hitters, attacking, and he keeps the pace of play up. He puts the ball in play, and you know, these last 2 outings have been huge for the bullpen. Allows us to reset, and you know, getting out of Coors Field 4 games and then to have a night like tonight was big, but he's come a long way.
When you look at Max Muncy and Miguel Rojas, it felt like those 2, I mean, essentially single-handedly got Jose Quintana out of this game. What did you like just from their performance offensively, and how those 2 can really feed off each other?
Well, I think with Miggy, it was just great, you know, being ready when called upon, and obviously with Quintana starting, being left-handed, it was good to get him in there and take the at-bats that he did. Moved him in the middle of the order, which I liked him right there tonight. And Max just has always liked playing at Coors Field, and the numbers speak to it, and had another big night. And, with Freddie being gone and kind of just looking at the lineup, I needed him to be in there tonight, and he was more than happy to be in there and play 4 in Coors. And he hasn't done that a lot. In a 4-game series, we try to give guys a day off, but he was ready for it, and fortunately for us, he had a big night.
Was Rojas more eager to get the 1,000th hit, or you to pretend to throw the ball over the fence when he got it?
I think more of the 1,000 hit. He's been waiting for this one. This is a big milestone, and he's big on milestones and moments, and and he's done a lot of good things in this game, and so for him to get it was a huge thing for him. And, I wanted to have a little fun with him, and I don't think I had enough arm to throw it over the screen anyway, but I thought I'd have a little fun with him.
Did he get or give the toast after the game for that?
You know what? I think, that's a good question, because he's kind of the glue and does all the toast. But usually we have the toast for winning a series, which we didn't do this series. But hopefully someone in there acknowledges that.
Does it feel a split here feel disappointing, or you just survive a 4-game set here?
You know what? I think that, you never like to... I don't like to lose any games, but I do think that, if you look at it in total, I think we just had a couple bad innings that cost us a couple games. But taking 2 from here, and then we'll play another division rival in the Giants for the next 3 games. And, Yoshi's already there in San Francisco, hopefully resting, and feel good about this next series.
Is this about as well as it could have gone for Rushing to start the season?
Yeah, it is. It is. And the guys like him. He's comfortable, and, he's, we're trying to do a good job of getting him in there, getting him some at-bats, and he's performing. And so it's good to see him smile. He's really hard on himself and expects a lot. But, he's off to a tremendous start.
You mentioned moving Muncy up in the order. Was there anything more to that relatively last-minute switch?
No, it was... I just didn't. I just kind of had a feeling that I didn't know how long Quintana was going to go, and I wanted to kind of get Max in there a little bit sooner, up a little bit higher, and felt having a little protection behind him with Miguel was a good decision. And I like Alex calls at bat, so to put him in the 2, I felt he could see a lot of pitches and hopefully get to their pen. It didn't work out that way. We just got to Quintana, which was great. But they all performed well tonight.
Did Craig Counsell had some comments before the game, just basically saying it was kind of bizarre. The Dodgers are allowed to get an extra pitcher, essentially, through the Ohtani rule. Obviously, it's not something that has to do with tonight's game, but is that something where you feel like that rule is applied fairly in a way, or what do you think about sort of how the rules kind of benefited you guys over the last couple of years?
The thing is that it certainly benefits us because we have the player, but that's something that regardless of any team that would have Ohtani would have that player, and we're more than willing to have other teams go out and find a player that can do both. So he's an exception because he's an exceptional player. So it's kind of, it is what it is.
What kind of a loss is it for the team being without a guy like Diaz for the second half of the season?
It's a loss. It's a loss. It gives other guys opportunities, but losing your closer is a big loss, and so other guys gonna have to step up, and and that's kind of, fortunately for us, we got a lot of depth, and we got some other guys should be coming back here in the next few weeks.
All right, we heard Dave Roberts just talking about this before the game. Edwin Diaz placed on the 15-day injured list with right elbow loose bodies. He pitched yesterday in Colorado, did not record an out. It was his first time pitching in 9 days. His velocity was down considerably once again. The 3-time All-Star closer is going to undergo surgery on Wednesday at Kerlan Jobe and is expected to return sometime during the second half of the season. Here's what's coming up on the calendar. It is off to San Francisco for the next 3 games. The first series of the season against the rival Giants. Yoshinobu Yamamoto starting tomorrow. The weather forecast not good at the moment. Hopefully it clears up. Shohei starts Wednesday. Tyler Glasnow on Thursday's getaway day. This weekend, the Dodgers back home to host the Chicago Cubs. Friday's game on Apple. Saturday on Fox. The rest on Sportsnet LA. Well, guys, that was a great A block. We didn't even get to the highlight yet. We're going to show it to you. Have plenty more reaction from Colorado after the Dodgers pound the Rock Show 12-3. Access Sports, your moment of the game. It's not Miguel Rojas' home run, Jerry, because that was hit number 999. This is 1,000 for his big league career.
So happy for Miggy Rojas. He's done so many great things in this Dodger uniform throughout his major league career. 1,000 hits in the show. Do it, Miggy Rojas.
Dodgers 12-3 winners over the Colorado Rockies, making it a happy flight for them to San Francisco. Miguel Rojas, one of the many offensive heroes of the night. The pitching hero of the game, Justin Robleski, picks up his third win of the season. Right now, he is standing by with Kirsten and the media.
Well, Justin, it now feels like when you look at your last outing in this one, 8 innings of that one, 7 tonight, does it feel like you're just kind of in a groove and cruising along right now?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say so. I think, at the end of the day, I'm going out there trying to do the same thing every time, and that's fill the zone and create contact and see what happens. So, yeah, I think, we've done a great job, and Will's done a great job back there calling it. The defense has been really good. The analytics people with the positioning of everybody's been really good. But, yeah, so it's been good. I feel good.
When you look at just their lineup, how aggressive they were, how did you, one, use that to your advantage, or just use that to kind of navigate through their lineup?
Yeah, I think it was just kind of noticing some things they were trying to do early, and just kind of trying to exploit that throughout the game. And like I said, we did a great job with, pitch calling and kind of feel for what we wanted to throw and what we wanted to do, and just continue to attack the zone and keep them off balance. So that's kind of what we did all night.
Can you feel that your team, whether it's on defense or when they take their at-bats, they're kind of feeding off how you're working quickly and keeping them involved?
Yeah, I think, again, that's something you learn just from watching the game, is kind of the guys that work fast like that. And, when you're throwing well like that and getting quick outs, I think the team, for whatever reason or one reason or another, I think it just helps that out. But at the end of the day, my job is just to go out there and get outs however I can. And, it's nice when they're coming quickly, but there's going to be days where it's grindier to get those outs. And so we'll take them how we get them right now.
Is there something you did to trigger at the start of this season to continue where you picked up last year to attack the zone?
I think it's just continuing learning myself and who I am as a pitcher, and kind of, things I need to do that are different from last year, especially in a starting role. It's just there's nuance to it, and again, being a starting pitcher is a lot more about reading the game, and there's obviously a plan in place when teams face you, so it's trying to figure that out as fast as you can, and then try to exploit that once you find it out. So there's a lot of different things here and there, but I guess for the most part, to answer your question, it's been a lot of the same. A lot of just trying to fill it up and get ahead in counts and get guys out as fast as I can.
I imagine it's a lot of fun to play defense behind Justin Robleski when he's throwing the baseball the way he was in this game tonight. Nomar, what did you see from Rob in those 7 innings?
Oh, well, he touched on it about attacking the zone. And there's an interesting line before we go to the K zone. I mean, he faced 29 batters. 23 of the 29, he got first pitch strikes on them. He only had 1 3-ball count, and he had no walks. That is filling his zone. We're going to go to the K zone and look at how he accumulated those types of numbers. And it really was getting ahead of the hitters. What I appreciated from him was not only that he gets ahead of hitters early on, but early in the game, here he gets ahead of them, and he gives up a double. That ball was down, but he was still ahead. All right, it's down in the zone, and now he does not get scared, though. He still gets that first pitch strike, still going to go after hitters, gets ahead of them, and he still just keeps attacking them. Okay, that one's down. They get it. They get a double off him. They score a run. Now you're behind here, and you're like, it hasn't phased him one bit. It hasn't changed him. He continues to get ahead, whether it's the fastball up in the zone getting ahead. Now he's getting ahead of this batter, still attacking him. 0-2. It's not let me waste the pitch either. 0-2, let me just give one way off the plate and waste it. He's still not afraid to go after a guy and still make a solid pitch. This is what makes him efficient. This is what makes him go deeper in the game. Also, the contact and knowing his defense behind him is going to make the plays. The Dodgers offense, they get some runs because he's working so quick. They're in the dugout. They're ready to go. They're ready to score runs. They're ready to go out there, play defense. They know he's going to be pounding the zone, especially with that first pitch strike, getting ahead. Everybody is in a good rhythm, and that rhythm carries over to the offense and just all around. He touched on it. He understands that. Now your team expects that. You start getting excited. It's a different feeling when you know certain pitchers are on there and they are just going to attack, and work fast. You look forward to that as a defender and knowing you're going to get a lot of ground balls.
different style and different stuff, but very similar to Mark Burley. Mark Burley got him through it. Hey, dude, this is my stuff. I'm not going to walk you. You're going to put it in play. Most of the times than not, you're going to put it in play weekly. I'm going to rely on my defense, and before you know it, we're down. We're losing 4-1 in the 7th, 8th inning. Robo has that type of makeup. Understanding, I'm not going to walk you. I'm attacking you. You're going to put it in play, but more times than not, you're going to put it in play weekly. And I love the fact back-to-back doubles to open up the bottom half of the first inning did not face him whatsoever. That's poise right there.
That was the only run he allowed in his 7 innings. He picks up win number 3 on the season. Miguel Rojas hit his first home run since Game 7 of the World Series, and also since his father passed away earlier this month. We'll have more from Miggy Rowe, plus the highlights and more reaction after the Dodgers win the series finale.